Russian President Vladimir Putin says Moscow will not return to a deal ensuring Ukrainians' grain exports unless Western restrictions on Russian products are lifted first. He maintained his hardline stance despite mediation efforts from his Turkish counterpart. Remy Yang tells us more.
Before traveling to the G20 summit in India, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan stopped up at the Black Sea resort of Sochi to meet his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin. While the leaders had plenty to discuss, much of the focus went to Moscow's intention to rejoin a grain deal it recently walked away from. Under the landmark agreement signed last year, Ukraine was allowed to continue exporting grain amid the conflict with Russia and alleviate the global food crisis. But the deal collapsed in July after Putin accused the West of ignoring a parallel memorandum facilitating Russian grain and fertilizer exports. Hopes of Erdogan bringing Putin back to the table eventually fizzled out. The West deceived us on the humanitarian aspect of the deal, Putin said. He claimed most of the Ukrainian grain went to wealthy nations rather than those in need. But an expert dispelled such claims.
Many poor countries in Africa, in Middle East, in Asia are very much dependent on the foodstuffs on this deal. So therefore, not reviving of this deal can have a drastic impact in places like Somalia, but also in Egypt, which is also very much dependent on the grains.
Putin stressed that Moscow is ready to immediately revive the deal, but restrictions on Russian agricultural exports must go first. Remy Yang, HKIBC.